Hello and welcome to Mangum News. I'm your host, Elijah Mangum. This week we'll be discussing the first full week of the Olympics, the first meetings of the January 6th committee, Governor Tate Reeves announcing new policy proposals at the 2021 Neshoba County Fair, 3 dead in a Lakeland Drive crash, my first weekly box office report, and a highlight of Douglas Express Delivery with my exclusive interview with DED Chairman Billy Williams. Without further ado, let's begin. On Wednesday, American gymnast Simone Biles withdrew from the Olympic competition, citing mental health concerns. While her decision was largely praised, some criticized her for quitting on Team USA. Ultimately, Suni Lee won the gold in gymnastics for Team USA in Biles' absence. China, Japan, and the US are still in the top 3. China has 21 gold medals, 13 silver, and 12 bronze. Japan has 17 gold medals, 5 silver, and 12 bronze. Finally, the USA has 16 gold medals, 17 silver, and 13 bronze. The January 6th committee, led by Congressman Benny Thompson of Mississippi, held their first hearing on Wednesday. The hearing was full of emotional testimonies from Capitol police officers recalling the events from the January 6th Capitol riots, many of whom blamed former President Trump for inciting the violence. On Thursday, Governor Tate Reeves proposed new policies at the annual Neshoba County Fair in Philadelphia, Mississippi. He announced that he is asking the state legislature for a $1,300 teacher pay raise and an additional $1,000 raise in the following 2 years. He also made it very clear that he does not support critical race theory in Mississippi schools. Then he criticized the recent CDC guidelines that recommend vaccinated individuals to wear masks indoors in highly infectious areas, calling the guidelines foolish and harmful. Finally, he commented on phasing out the state income tax, stating that he opposed Speaker of the House Philip Gunn's proposal to offset it with other state taxes. On Friday, a Flowood police officer attempted to stop a vehicle for careless driving on Lakeland Drive. The driver attempted to flee the officer by turning into a nearby mall. The officer stopped following the vehicle after it entered back onto Lakeland Drive going the wrong way. A short time after, the officer discovered the vehicle was involved in an accident with an oncoming vehicle. Emergency personnel arrived on the scene and discovered 3 individuals were killed. The driver was later identified as 34-year-old Michael Watson. His passengers were 33-year-old Sharnon Williams, who was pregnant, and her 6-year-old daughter. The driver of the fleeting vehicle, 62-year-old Paula Perm, was injured and hospitalized. This incident is still under investigation. Disney's Jungle Cruise released on Friday in theaters and on Disney Plus with Premier Access. It debuted #1 at the box office, grossing $32.5 million in its opening weekend. Meanwhile, Disney has announced plans for 2 new Disney theme park adaptations, including Tower of Terror starring Scarlett Johansson and a Haunted Mansion reboot starring Lakeith Stanfield and Tiffany Haddish. However, the former has been put into question, as Scarlett Johansson has sued Disney for its simultaneous release of Black Widow. We are here at Douglas Express Delivery in Jackson, Mississippi. I had the opportunity to speak with the chairman of the company, Billy Williams, here at his office. I'm here with Billy Williams, chairman of DED Trucking in Jackson, Mississippi, and I have some questions for you today. How did you start in business and DED?
Well, let's see. It's been around us a long time ago. So if I had to think back on all that, um, I probably started back when I was 15 years old. Before I was, my grandfather started this business, and back in 1957 or 56, a long time. So I came on board with him once I got old enough to drive. And honestly, at the time, I didn't even have a driver's license, but I was driving for him, which you'd go to jail today for that. So anyway, I started back when I was about 15 years old, working for him in the summer, and he was a tremendous businessman. And so he took me under his wing, me and my older brother, and taught us how to be businessmen. So we kind of just watched him for a couple of years while we were in high school, doing everything from cleaning the yard to driving people around, driving him around, doing all types of stuff of that nature. So then, and I move off, I graduate high school, go to college, to go into business school at USM. Anyway, spend a couple of years down there, 3 years to be exact, and wasn't getting much out of college at all, because I was focused kind of on the business side of it and didn't quite understand really what was going on. I learned my people skills while I was at Southern, but I learned them most likely while I was in the fraternity at Southern. I was a house manager in a fraternity and dealt with a lot of diversified people during that time, and learned how to talk to people and deal with people at a young age. So I decided after 3 years I've had enough of this fun. I wanted to go do something productive, so I decided to quit school and came back to work and started working with my grandfather. And he was in the janitorial business at that time. So he took me under his wing, and so we started the janitorial business. And I started working with him in the janitorial business, so we started building that janitorial business, and was doing really well at that. And then about 5 years later, he had died suddenly of a heart attack, and about like 1985, I believe it was. I'd been out about 5 years working with him, and so then it was just mine for the taking at that point. So now I had to learn, on my own at that point. So I built the business. The business was good, kept going, doing very well in the business, and had a lot of clients. And then, roughly in by 1995, I got a call from one of my clients that I was cleaning their facilities all over Mississippi. And the lady asked me would I be interested in delivering their medical supplies to their locations, of which I was cleaning their locations at the time. And I said, well, sure, I'd like to take a look at it. So I did, and so we started that. We started that with roughly 4 trucks and started delivering medical supplies to kidney dialysis units. And we had four trucks, 4 employees. And then it just started building from that point on. And today, 25 years later, I have probably over 300 trucks and 400 and some odd employees. So that's kind of where we are today. That tells you anything.
What is the day in life of being chairman of DED?
Well, the day in the life today is different than it was a few years ago. In the last 12 months, I basically have sold the company to my son and another one of his partners. And now I'm just the chairman of the board out here. And so today, Billy comes in about 3 days a week and works with these guys basically on special projects. We had 2 or 3 special projects a day. They still ask me for my advice, and I help them work through it, different issues and things of that nature. The day-to-day operations that I used to do is being handled by my son Chase at this point. So I just come out every day, work with them on special projects, and help them any way they need any kind of help.
What services does DED provide?
Well, we're in the small package business. We deliver small packages. basically the exact same things that FedEx, UPS, and Amazon does on a day-to-day basis, but we do it on a regional basis. We don't deliver anything outside of our region, and our region is the southern part of the United States. So we don't deliver a package to North Carolina, to Denver, or or Texas, or wherever. But we deliver all over the Southeast, and we mainly deliver medical supplies. And we're in the medical field, the automotive field, the office supply business. For example, we do automotive. We deliver automotive supplies for General Motors to about 875 car dealerships every day, and they range anywhere from Virginia all the way down to the Louisiana coast. So anytime you'd buy a car, we would be delivering automotive supplies to car dealerships.
If you are interested in DED, how do you contact DED?
Everything's through our website these days. So everything is through douglasdelivery.com, and which has all of our information. Anybody want to get in touch with us, that's how we would market different businesses, and through our marketing department, which is douglasdelivery.com.
Finally, what is your advice to an aspiring businessman?
I guess I've always, you surround yourself with people smarter than you, which has been a pretty easy process for me, because all my friends are smarter than I was. But, just hang around people that are smarter than you, learn from real businessmen. I didn't learn a lot in college. Most of my professors, never were in business. They wanted to just kind of tell you how to do it, never really did do it. So when I got out, I started surrounding myself with people that were smart and real businessmen and understood it, and just learned from those guys. I guess it's pretty simple. My philosophy has always been, the harder you work, the luckier you get, and you'll be in the right place at the right time the harder you work. And that was been my philosophy all along. And so at the end of the day, I've worked very hard, treated people like I wanted to be treated. I wasn't scared to make a mistake, and just move forward and learn how to get people to do things and treat them correctly. And I got lucky a number of times.
That's all we have for this week. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Sunday.
This is Kevin. Kevin's one of the best guys we got working here. He's been working here forever. He does a great job. He's not supposed to be wearing his headset. I don't know what he's doing, where he got that thing, but we're gonna have to talk to him as soon as we get off camera.